Joe, are you a religious guy?
No, I'm not, Bill. But now that you mention it, I was thinking, if I was, what would I give up for Lent?
First of all, I don't think there's anybody out there. If anybody out there has actually given up anything for Lent, I want to hear somebody who isn't like basically in the age group that Joe DeRosa would take a fucking swing at. 60-year-old women.
They're all about Lent, dude. They're all in it. They got the Advent wreaths at Christmas.
I like those people.
They got the Lent
I like the people who get the fucking ashes and then they walk down the street and it's just like, would you wipe it off? It's like, I got it. You went to church. You're giving something up.
It is annoying.
Fucking moron.
It's just, it's unnecessary.
I read this great article on www.organizedreligionisforshitheads.com. It's an actual, it's an actual site. No, I think anybody who's into organized religion, you're a moron. If you're going there and you're just listening to some fucking dude and it's like, they just sit there and they talk about the afterlife and what the fuck's gonna happen and they've never been dead. It's like, dude, well, why would you sit there and listen to that? That's like listening to a guy talk about what it's like to drive in the Indy 500 and, you know, he pulls up on a bicycle and he's 8.
Well, I mean, the biggest, you know, fucking, it's just amazing to me that, you know, like the Pope makes all the rules. And it's like, I get into arguments with my dad about this.
The hat and the robe. And
I get into arguments with my dad about this where I go, why are you taking the order from the Pope? So you believe that homosexuality is a sin, but if the Pope came out tomorrow and said, it's not a sin anymore, you just go, okay, it's not a sin, all right, cool, let's get it on. You know, like, it's ridiculous. It's just, it's the most flawed.
Has anybody out there, let's give the phone number out one last time before we're going to go to the after party. Before we hit the after party, Danny, you want to?
After party!
Jesus Christ, man, I tried to give you the signal.
What would you give up for Lent? If you were going to give something up, you had to cut something.
You don't have to give something up. A lot of people don't realize this. You can actually go to do something. Like you can do something positive for yourself. Everybody's that typical Catholic thing where it's like, I got to suffer, I got to give up, you know, this kind of food, I got to give up booze, I got to stop, you know, fingering my sister, you know, whatever, just whatever is awful. I went for the joke.
Did you know that, you know, a lot of Catholics believe that you're not allowed to eat meat on Friday during Lent, and that's completely not true. There's nothing in the Bible anywhere about not being allowed to eat meat on Fridays.
Yeah, and I don't think that Jesus has a problem if you have a ham sandwich.
Yeah, and it's just not in the Bible.
Especially if your body is craving some sort of protein. I mean, that's what's going to send me to hell.
Somebody.
All the other horrific shit I did, but I confess that. But you forgot to bring up the fact that you had tuna on rye. Oh, fish I can do, right? I can do tuna. Is there anybody out there who's still like ultra religious who would actually listen to a show like this? I would commend you.
Nobody religious is listening.
Listen,
right
I brought up what you bring up for Lent is 0 phone calls.
I used to stay up with my mom during Lent when I lived at home when I was a kid, and my mom would make me not eat meat on Lent, on Fridays in Lent. We would literally stay up.
Hence the lack of trapeze.
Yeah, exactly. Before I bought my own place when I was 13, I lived at home. But no, we would stay up till midnight just so we could eat meat. And it's like, there it goes, the clock.
So would she start making meatloaf at around 10? Could you handle meat?
Yeah. We had a sausage thing. We started feeding the sausage into the casing. My dad was grilling it up.
Was there an old guy in the corner playing like a squeeze box? This really seems like old school Europe.
Yeah, my mom was throwing meatballs back and forth.
Your sister's darning your stockings.
Yeah. We'll make a sauce.
I'm you know what? This might be interesting for callers to call in. I'm looking for some sort of new religion, because I did in a way kind of like going to church, but it just seems like such bullshit. If I could just find a church where the dude was just the guy would just come out, he's kind of dressed in street clothes, you got a couple of candles, okay, a little bit of a ceremony going on, but he just somehow just says, look, you know, I have no fucking idea what happens to you after you die, okay? You might go to this better place, you might get punished, or you might just go into the ground and make the dirt a little more fertile for some tulip, you know? But I think basically you're supposed to be a good person and don't be a dick, all right? That's it. They don't got to hand out any money.
But that's not a church. That's exactly what you're doing right now already. Like, you don't need a church for that. Like,
yeah, but I'm insecure, so I need someone to reinforce that.
It's well, that's the whole, you know. the argument made, the argument made with faith is that you got to stick to your guns and you have to have some sort of regimented rule book to follow.
I believe in a higher power, but I don't believe that higher power doesn't want me to go into the ground and just become fertilizer.
The older I get, the more I believe that when you die, you're just dead. And
what do you think of when you're just completely not existing? We got to talk about this next time.
It scares the shit out of me. It keeps me awake. I think we talked about this briefly last time. I have to go to sleep every night with the TV on, because if I don't, I lie there and think about what it'll be like to die, and I just get... And on that note...